Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would come on real quick and share a cooking video with you all. A recipe that my grandma made when I was a little girl. I remember it well. My sister and I were talking about it the other day, and it's comfort food when you can recreate a recipe that you remember having at your grandma's house. Grandma lived through the Great Depression and learned how to eat from her garden. My dad and his dad hunted meat, you know, for them to have food on their table. So they lived off the land as much as they could, just like everyone else at that time. And I remember my grandma would eat from her garden a lot. You know, we would stay with her a lot in the summers. When we lived overseas, we would come home and we would stay with grandma for the summer. And this recipe, it doesn't really have a name. I'm gonna take pork chops and I'll season those and dredge them in flour and brown them well on both sides and put them in a roasting pan. And then I will add potatoes, onions, carrots, and cabbage. My grandma would fix that and cook it in the oven then for, I don't know how long, just till everything was done, and it smelled wonderful cooking. I do remember that. And my grandma would serve it with cornbread then, homemade cornbread, and she would have green onions from her garden, a glass of ice water on the table, and in the ice water would be green onions sticking. You know, I always thought that was so strange, but many times, you know, she would do that with different meals that she had. So this is a meal for you gardeners out there to try if you're raising your own vegetables this year. I did not get a garden out this year, but I do have volunteer tomato plants. I keep telling you guys about them because I'm so impressed. Lots of tomatoes coming on, so I'm excited for that. And I will turn the camera down. First thing I'm gonna do is do my vegetable prep. I'm gonna chop a head of lettuce, peel and cut up carrots, and I don't have any potatoes today, but I have leftovers from 4th of July. These potatoes were sliced and cooked on the grill with onions and butter, salt and pepper. They'll go great. So that's what my grandma would do. She would use up the leftovers. My mom did that too. So, all right, I'm gonna turn the camera down and I'm gonna get busy chopping. Okay, my veggies are all chopped, washed and prepared and chopped, and the next thing I'm gonna do is get my pork chops in a skillet so they can start browning. So I'll take you over to the stove and I'll see you there. Okay, I'm back at the stove. I have just a little bit of oil heating in the bottom of my skillet. I've seasoned my pork chops with salt, pepper, and a little bit of onion powder. These pork chops are boneless. I took a large pork loin roast that I got quite a while back. I did a video showing you all how I divided it up. These are the pork chops that I sliced off of my pork loin. So we'll be doing that this evening. Here's my flour. I'm going to dredge my pork chops well on both sides. Lots of flour. And we'll brown them in a skillet, not to get them cooked all the way through, just to get a good brown on the outside, and then they will finish baking when they are in the oven. Okay guys, so here's our pork chops, nicely browned in the roaster. I'm going to add our vegetables. Our potatoes. All right, a little extra salt and pepper. Alrighty, and about a cup of water. Okay, then this is gonna go in the oven at 350 degrees for about an hour. And I'll show you our product when it comes out of the oven and how good it looks. I'll see you in a little bit. Okay guys, I'm back. And there's our dinner plate. The pork chop, cabbage, potatoes, carrots, and we had corn and crescent rolls with ours. I have 2 taste testers tonight. I have Brent and Amy. So, okay guys.
Ready?
We are ready. We're waiting for you guys. Let me know what you think. Brent, do you remember when my grandma made this? Have you had this?
I do remember having this at your grandma's house.
Okay.
Many years ago.
Yeah. Does it taste like grandma's?
An excellent recreation.
What'd you say?
An excellent recreation.
Oh, thank you. I didn't fix cornbread. I fixed crescent rolls instead of cornbread. And my grandma would have had a glass of ice water on her table with green onions from her garden. You remember her doing that? I always thought that was so weird, but she loved it.
In her
Probably
freezer.
a raisin pie in her freezer. What do you think, Amy? You weren't
Delicious.
old enough to remember Grandma Combs's pork chops and vegetables, were you?
Sadly, no, I do not remember eating at her house. But I remember being there. I just don't remember
Yeah, she had
eating with her.
super good food. So.
Yeah, so this is delicious.
Well, thank you. All right, guys, I will let you go and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.